Hi guys, and welcome back to Niall Points with Niall and Thomas.
Hello.
Did it! I left the space for you to say hello. We are back. We both have professional microphones now, so hopefully you can hear us better than ever. We are going to do another Eurovision 2025 reaction from the grand final. God, can you believe it was over a month ago now?
No, it feels longer in a way. Maybe that's not what you were going to say, but like for me, it feels like half a year ago already.
You're just gearing up for the new season already.
Oh yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's just another 2 months before it all kicks off again on September 1st.
Oh, and every song will be eligible. I cannot wait for the delusions to come out. Before we get into the reaction and we tell you who we're going to react to, do remember to subscribe to the channel, like this video, ring the notification bell, and go to niallpoints.com. You can find all the links there. What you can also do, we've already announced this, we are taking part in ESC Insights Eurovision Podcrawl with loads of your favourite Eurovision podcasters, including that Eurovision site, and our friends Danny and Mark at the Wind Machine podcast. You can see who's taking part and make sure you're following them all at Linktree Eurovision Podcrawl. That's linktr.ee/Eurovision Podcrawl. Bit of a mouthful. We'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's just put it there. Just go down there. It's all easy.
It'll be in the description.
Oh, by the way, if I suddenly do this, I don't have Tourette's. It's just that there's a fly, and it won't leave me the fuck alone. Sorry,
the perils of summer. But ESC Insight have released the first episode. They looked at 1959's Eurovision because you have to look at the first time a country hosted Eurovision. They looked at Cannes 1959. I thought it was a really, really fun episode. Ewan was joined by Finn Ross and our friend Dude. And it was quite nice because I'd never heard any of the songs that they talked about. So it was quite nice to get a little glimpse into the past. June 30th, the Wind Machine podcast will do episode 2. 2 weeks later, it'll be the Eurobot. And then 2 weeks after that, it is yours truly. We will be looking at Riga 2003. But there we go. That's enough promo.
We should probably get to the video at some point as well.
We are going to look at Shkodra Elektronike and their live performance of Zjerm, one of the fan favourites, of course, from Eurovision, one of our favourites.
So good.
So good. Let's not waste any time. This is Zjerm. I actually really love just the simplicity of that opening shot.
Yeah.
Oh, Beatrice. There is no one quite as gorgeous as her.
This is a beautiful shot.
The way the lighting's working, I mean, it's very Albania, very red.
Yeah, it's always very red, but it just works for them.
And this felt quite exciting for Albania to do something a little bit edgier.
And yet, still sounding very, very Albanian.
This choreo is so simple, but so beautiful. Feels really traditional. Feels just... I don't know. It feels something that we could do easily at home, which I think helps.
Well, we could try, but...
we wouldn't look as glamorous, of course.
Oh, I love this part. I'm still so annoyed at the fact that they muted the audience. It just takes out so much energy from the performances.
I do love this sort of half and half look. It's almost like...
yeah.
It almost
like
looks like a visual and sonic battle.
Yeah. And also fun that they're dressed in that contrast as well. Like she's dressed in bright red, and he's the black. He's the dark side.
He also looks very, very serious. He looks like you don't want to annoy him.
No, yeah. Oh, here comes the fire. I love that sort of like attitude that he has when he's like hitting that drum and the fire comes out every time.
Isn't it just amazing how we don't understand Albanian, but the lyrics just sound beautiful. Like we don't actually know the meaning behind it. Oh. Oh, amazing.
This deserves a round of applause.
So that was Zjerm with by Shkodra Elektronike. I mean, we don't have to beat around the bush. We can say straight off the bat that we absolutely loved this entry from Albania. And just going back to what I said there of us not knowing the lyrics, but it's still something so beautiful. I think that's quite a skill, but it's also something we've mentioned before. I think we've mentioned it with Zami Grand Prix. When especially we spoke to the host recently on radio, not humble brag, but you know, we were like, they were like, what do you think of it? We're just like, we just love learning about culture, and even though we don't necessarily understand it, it just there's a nice meshness to it where like it's almost universal. This feels universal. I honestly just feel like going around half the time just going shint, shint. Like it's just so
same.
How can you not? What do you think, exactly. Thomas?
Yeah, I love this from the start. First time I heard it, just it's just like you said. It's edgier for Albania, edgier than some of their more recent entries. But then it still sounds very Albanian, not just because of the language, but also just the style. Like I've said this a million times before, they are one of my favorite countries in the contest because they just have a way of doing Eurovision that is so unique and so different from any other country, and you just immediately know that's Albania. I love her voice as well. I forgot to say, because I was just so mesmerized whilst watching that performance again, but her vocal is insane. Like it's pitch perfect from the very first to the very last note. Her attitude is on point. Like she's got that perfect mixture of like, you know, like those flowy dance moves and a little bit of sex appeal in a way without it being in your face. You know what I mean? Like very feminine, but then also very firm and very strong.
I was just surprised you said a little bit, to be honest. That was the only thing I was surprised at, because it just exudes for me.
Yeah. No, it does. But I'm just, you know, this is perfection to me. And I would dare say that this is probably the best Albanian entry to date. And they've been doing it for a number of years now. There's a couple of other songs from Albania that I still really, really love. But I think this is going to be one that I'm going to be listening to for many years to come. I love... We've said this so many times with Albania. They always use the red and black theme. But then for some reason, I never get tired of it because it just always works. And it's sort of become their... like their mark on Eurovision. Oh, well, that's just the effects agreeing with me that Albania was fantastic. It's just sort of become their mark on Eurovision. It's like, this is our thing. This is what we do at Eurovision.
Maybe that was the downfall of Red Sebastian. He tried to take too much.
I was thinking about that just now. I was thinking about that. Maybe everybody was like, no, that's Albania's thing. But yeah, just beautiful. The only thing that I would say, because I'm trying to think of, you know, it didn't do well with the juries for some bizarre, unexplainable reason. The only thing I could say is there were a lot of wide shots from the screen that weren't necessary. If you know what I mean, like there's a couple of wide shots where I'm like, oh, this is really cool, especially with the fireworks and stuff like that and the backdrop. But there were also a lot of wide shots where I was like, well, it's losing a bit of the intimacy here. And that's not really down to them. That's more down to camera work and stuff like that. So that's the only tiny little detail that I could fault it at. The juries really need to get a grip, man. This is how like, where did this end up? Was it like bottom 7, 8? With the juries, it was really, it was pretty low. It was definitely right-hand side of the scoreboard. And like, because they were pretty early on to get their televotes, which means...
Oh, God, they only got 45 points from
that. I mean,
the juries.
As a jury, how can you not reward this kind of entry where you have an act that works, you have a singer that sings pitch perfect, you have a song that feels modern yet traditional, it's the perfect blend. There is nothing in this entire package that would warrant this kind of neglect from the juries. It's just it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. They were robbed.
They did get a 12. They got a 12 from France. They then got a 10 from Montenegro, but all the rest of the jury points are 5 or less, mostly 3s and 2s. Interestingly enough, actually, when we look at France and Montenegro, it switches for their televote. 12 points from the Montenegro televote went to Albania, 10 from France going to Albania. And I feel like that's something interesting. 22 points from France going to this type of song, which is not a type of song that we really get from France at all. Is that, I mean, we did, I guess, in 2022 get something a little bit of a similar vibe. So maybe that's the French public asking for something.
Sorry, can you see it? The fucking fly is on the mic. And I'm so... I just so want to slap it, but I don't want to destroy the mic. Okay, it's gone. Sorry.
I like the little flick that I heard there. But yeah, I feel like that's just an interesting tidbit. The fact that France, it's not a country that I'd expect to give this type of song high points.
I mean, the juries, rightfully so, that they gave them a top or one of the top marks. When it comes to televote, though, I think because Albania did really well with the televote,
173.
I think that would have probably been a top 6 or 7 with the televote. I'm assuming, if you know that Sweden only got 195, Fiji 5th, so that's top 5 with the televote. So that's great. Now Albania, we can't deny there's some diaspora for Albania. There's a lot of Albanians that, immigrated to Western European countries, all over Europe, but Western European countries as well. So I'm not really surprised. I'd have to check. Do you have the televote for Belgium?
7.
So see, that's still considerable. That's still top 5 for them as well. So, but yeah, I still think because they came 8th overall, didn't they? I still think that's robbed. I feel like that should have been at least Albania's best result, because their best result so far is a 4th place, I think, in 2012, which was that Joy song, which was like the woman with like the dread hair sort of like lying in her neck. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, it's a beautiful song. But compared to this, I'm like, this should have been top 5, at least. Like, I was never... I don't want to say delusional in the sense that a lot of people said that it could win. I never saw that as a potential winner, but 8th feels a little low.
Yeah, I saw it as something that could do really well. Again, I didn't think it could win. I mean, this is coming from someone who had Parg as one of his top 2. I didn't think that Parg was going to win at all. I was happier that he qualified to the final. Yeah. But yeah, that's one we have to do at some point soon.
Yeah.
But we can have things that we like and not be delusional about how well they're going to do. But this one just did feel like it had something that could have just edged it into that top 5.
Yeah.
I still think 8th is very respectable and very well done,
Yes.
and not something we see a lot for Albania getting that much love. The great thing about Albania is, although everything they send has this Albanian sort of stamp on it, we never know what we're going to get. We never know if we're going to get a Vanilla. We never know if we're going to get an electronic Shkodra. We never know if we're going to get Bessa. We just don't know what way it's going to go, because, they do change slightly the rules for Festival Ikanjis.
Yeah, me too.
And how they select it and all the rest of it. But you always end up with something just a little bit different, and I do enjoy that. I do like Albania at Eurovision. They are fantastic.
Yeah, no, like I said, one of my absolute favorite countries, one of my stan countries. We said this about Ukraine countless times as well. They just get it. And it might not always work out for them, but they just do what they want to do. And I wish more countries would do that. I wish more countries would maybe care less about, we need to send the smartest song, and just send something that is their own.
Yeah.
Something unique,
I completely 100% agree. But other than professing our love once again for Beatrice and Cole, we should end it there. That was Shkodra Elektronike with Zjerm. Do remember to subscribe to the channel, like this video, ring the notification bell, and go to niallpoints.com, and also follow the link for the Eurovision pod crawl, and check out ESC Insights episode from Cannes, 1959. But we will see you again soon. Goodbye.